Mr. Hassan Bello, Executive Secretary, Nigerian Shippers Council, NSC, has reiterated that diversified means of transportation would reduce cost of transport and port gridlock in the country. Bello told newsmen in Abuja that transport drives the economy and the President Muhammadu Buhari's led administration was working at ensuring diversification of the country's transport system. He said the various stakeholders in the maritime sector were collaborating to strengthen the standard operating procedure for the rail. According to him, the diversified means of transportation will give room for competition. The law of demand and supply will apply. Thus, there will be reduction in transportation cost. And on high cost of doing business, Bello reiterated that the NSC had made it impossible for shipping companies to bring out arbitrary or unilateral charges, which would increase cost of doing business in the country.
We have been having, challenges with Nigerian ports because of some distortions. I will give an example to the road. Our dependence on the road, for example, has cost us a lot and has stifled or has, made it impossible for transportation, to make expected, contribution to the economy in terms of revenue, in terms of employment and infrastructure. But this government is very serious. Now, I think, like I said the other time, if not for COVID, we wouldn't be having, gridlock. We will have connected the rail to the port. Now, connection of the rail to the port is significant because it will do two things. For every trip that the rail makes, 38 trailers, are removed from the port. Before now, the monopoly is on the road traffic. It's only the dominant, maybe 90% of connection, that is dropping cargo to the port and evacuating from the port, was 90% by road. And that is crazy. You can't rely on one mode of transportation. So Nigerian Shippers Council has now, encouraged rail deployment and also evacuation from the ports. And that will be at a cheaper rate. And that will mean two things. We have an alternative to road. So we remove a lot of trucks. But then we are also giving the truckers a run for their money. I mean, there will be competition. So this will mean prices, of transportation will crash in time to come very soon. And so that is one of the achievements which we could say. Besides, the federal government has, made a policy statement that all ports, and I hope this will include dry ports, will be linked with rail. As I've said, if not for COVID, the Chinese will have linked not only Apapa but Tinkan with rail. So that is that will happen. And at the moment we have inland connectivity. So the gridlock in Apapa will disappear. That is apart from infrastructural efforts the federal government has made. Because of lack of scanners, the cargo is cleared after 100% physical examination. Now, this is a primitive way of doing things, and it causes so much delay. So, what scanners will be redeployed very soon. We have been at it with customs. It takes 5 hours, for a container to be examined physically and then cleared. But when we have the scanners, it will take 5 minutes. So you could see that, we are all making our ports efficient. We have the structure, infrastructure, superstructure, as a matter of fact. And the clearance will be simpler, faster, more economical. In fact, because of the COVID, why will people examine things, physically?